Hey guys, welcome to episode 5 of Where's Santa? It's the 22nd of December, so I'm pretty behind with this challenge, but I have been reading. It's just that the filming and editing has been delayed a little bit because I got unwell. So I was dealing with that and I was like, I just need to get on with it, do as much reading as I can, and then film and edit when I can. So basically I am a little bit behind, but I thought for episode 5, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through what I've read so far up until this point. So it's going to be like a little bit of a bumper episode where I open a few boxes, basically. But where we left off in the last episode was that I had just pulled out The Christmas Appeal by Janice Hallett, and I was really, really excited to start reading this one. Unfortunately, I didn't like it. I ended up giving this one 2 stars, which is low. This is the companion novel to The Appeal by Janice Hallett, which I have not read, but I do you think you can read this without having read The Appeal? It's just that there was just a couple of things where I felt like they were maybe giving stuff away in the other story, and so reading this you probably will get like maybe a few spoilers for the first one. Because I haven't read it, it's hard to tell, but I did feel like a couple of things that were said, I was like, that feels like a spoiler. So maybe just be aware of that and talk to someone who's actually read both of them who would know better. But it is a self-contained story, so like all the information that you need for this mystery is in here. It's just that I just didn't really like it. So in this story, you're following the correspondence between different members of an amateur dramatics group as they're putting on a pantomime, getting ready to put on a pantomime. And eventually there is a body and a mystery to work out who it is, what happened, etc. My problem with it was, for the first, I'm going to say 25% of this book, it was just all emails between the leader of the amateur dramatics group and the wannabe leader of the amateur dramatics group and other people, and just them being catty towards each other, and kind of the one who wanted to be the leader undermining the other one. And you had to read like all their emails and like the bitterness and the cattiness and the underhandedness, and I found it really kind of like, not boring, but like frustrating to read. Like I didn't like any of the characters that were writing any of the emails, and I was like, okay, come on, when are we going to get to this body? Because I don't want to read about the politics of this drama group. Because you are following the same people in The Appeal, maybe if you already knew the characters, you might be more invested in what they were talking about, but for me, having not read it, I was not invested. And then when the actual murder mystery happens and the thing happens, it was so absurd to me. Basically, this book is written like a farce, and I am not a fan of farces at all. I just don't get on with them. I find them really frustrating, and this was a farce. And yeah, it was so ludicrous at points, and it was like too unbelievable. It wasn't even like, oh, just suspend your disbelief. Like, some of the things that happened was so ridiculous that I just could not get on board with it. And maybe because it was based around a panto, it was supposed to have that vibe of ridiculousness, but yeah, it just didn't work for me. So sadly, I gave this 2 stars, and yeah, I don't know if I will read another one from Janice Hallett. I did read the Twyford Code, which I did think was quite good. So maybe I should give her another go, but this has put me off a little bit, I'm not going to lie. So as I already did pick the next box, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut to that footage now and show you what I pulled out the box. So as you saw, the box that we pulled was number 5, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully I don't mess this up because I've done a few. So the book that box number 5 pulled for us was The Last Argument of Kings by Joe Abercrombie, which was yet another book that I was in the middle of that I put in here. I promise I really didn't put that many in, but the game just really wants me to finish up my reads. And this was a bit of a slog for me, guys, I'm not going to lie, because I was already halfway through. Like, I think I was exactly at 50% of the way through this book. And this is a long book. It's like 700 pages, under 700 pages, I think. And I had left it quite a few months since the last time I picked it up, but I was like, I'm not starting again. I'm just gonna crack on because this is the last book in the First Law trilogy. So I'd already read 2.5 books of this story. And my issue with this series is that I absolutely love the characters. Like, I love reading about the characters. They're so interesting. Like, if you've read the series, Glocta is my absolute favourite. And like reading about Logan, and like Bayaz is a really interesting character. Really, really love them. But I just think the plot is like just not really there. There is like a plot, but I don't know, it just feels very watery. And I've not got as invested in the plot for this fantasy series as I have for other fantasy series that I've read. Like, I don't want to bang on about the Realm of the Eldlings, but that plot and the whole world really intrigued me, and I really wanted to find out more all the time. And any information about the world I just ate up, because I did leave it quite a long time before continuing reading it. Like, take my review with a pinch of salt, because my confusion with the plot, especially when I finished this book now, was probably in part due to the fact that I had left it so long. But I did find that when this ended and when like the big finale happened, it didn't really feel like it had happened to me. I was still really confused about what had gone on, and was like, oh, is that it? Like, it felt very underwhelming to me, and it did take me a really long time to finish. I was unwell when I was reading this one, so that could also be part of it. So yeah, unfortunately I didn't really enjoy wrapping up this series, but I am glad that this trilogy is now over, because that means I can unhaul this whole series off my shelves, because they're quite big. But I do love these books, so I do feel sad that I didn't get on with them as much. And like I say, I do love the characters, so part of me feels bad about sending the characters away, but I have the audiobooks, so if I ever did want to re-listen to it and see if I like it better on a reread, then I can do that, even without the physical books. So then once finishing this one, I did my next pull, which I will cut to now. So as you saw for that, we got number 18, which is kind of working for us in our goal to get a bingo, kind of. Yeah, number 18, and the book that came out of that was In the Lives of Puppets by T.J. Klune, which I'm currently reading. So I'm here. And this book, I think I ended up finishing The Last Argument of Kings like 2 days ago, so the 20th of January. And it's the 22nd of January, and look how far into this I already am. This is such a quick read. It is the epitome of like a cozy fantasy, of what I imagine to be a cozy fantasy, because I think this may be my first one that I've ever read. It is a coming of age story as well. The man is 21, which you think is maybe slightly too old for coming of age story, but due to the situation that he's been born into, he's really kept away from everything, so he doesn't really know a lot about everything. So this book is also him finding out about himself, finding out about his sexuality. It's also a sci-fi, it's about robots and the future. And so yeah, I am liking this. It really feels like a bit of a palate cleanser after the last couple of books that I've read, and I'm just flying through it. So in the next video I will give you my final thoughts on this one, but so far so good. I haven't finished this yet, but I will be picking my next box now already, so we know what the book is after this one. I'm sorry I've confused everything. Okay, so anyway, that's all the reading wrap up so far. So let's rewind and go back to these boxes a little bit. Okay, because we need to know what the discussion questions are or what the quiz questions are. I'm hoping they're quiz questions this time. Okay, so let's start with box number 5. And it is a quiz question, very excited. Which 19th century novel begins, "Happy families are all alike. Every unhappy family is unhappy in its own way"? So I'm going to repeat that. Which 19th century novel begins, "Happy families are all alike. Every unhappy family is unhappy in its own way"? I think I know what that is, but I'm not going to open it until the next video. So yeah, if you think you know the answer down in the comments. I think I'll answer down in the comments as well, because I think I know what it is. but I won't look it up until I open this in the next video. Okay, so that was box number 5. So let's pop this back. It was down here, wasn't it? Oh my gosh. And so close to a bingo as well. On to box number 18, and let's find out what this question is. Oh, this is a discussion question, so let's have a look. Do you have a dedicated reading space? Describe it. I don't have a designated reading space, which is quite sad. I do read on my sofa, sometimes I read on the bed. A lot of the time I'm listening to audiobooks, so I'm wandering around doing housework. So yeah, unfortunately I can't describe any reading space because I don't have one. I would love one. I would love a library room with a massive round chair, like a big like love seat chair, but maybe without the sides, just like a back bit, and loads of blankets and cushions. I would love that. That would be so good. Yeah. If any of you guys have that, let me know because I'll be jealous. Okay, cool. So let's put number 18 back, which is kind of doing us a favor as well. Okay, so I think we're in a pretty good position at the moment because if we pull number 21 or Santa, we've got a bingo, which is amazing. If we pull a 1 or a 23, there is almost a bingo, which is amazing. Anything else doesn't really help that much. So yeah, won't worry about anything else. But let's hope for 21 or a box with Santa. That would be the best outcome possible. Yeah, let's see where we are. Okay. If it's going to be like a short story, I'm going to pick another one because it's almost Christmas, we've got family coming to stay, and I don't know how often I'm going to be able to film and edit, so it might be another bumper video after this one. Okay, let's pull here. 20! You've got to be joking. So close and yet so far. Where is 20? Here! Oh. Is there Santa? There's no Santa. Okay, let's find out what the book is that we're reading next. Keep saying we. I mean me. You know what I mean. Oh, it's another Christmas one. This is exciting. Okay. It is Murder for Christmas by Frances Duncan. Let me go and get that. Okay, here it is. Murder for Christmas by Frances Duncan. I think this is from like... Actually, I probably wrote it down. Yeah. This is a story from 1949. And it was in Sainsbury's, our supermarkets that we have here in the UK, and I just picked it up to add to this game because I thought it would be fun to do that. My track record with murder mysteries in this game has been bad because I had the Skeleton Stuffs a Sock In, which I think was like 3-star. Then I had the Christmas Appeal, which was 2-star. So yeah, let's hope the only way is up with this one. I'm excited to read this. This is very small though, so I'm wondering if I should also pick the next one. Or should I feel like, no, I'm going to leave it because I feel like we've done a lot in this episode. So yes, this is my next read after this. And yeah, at least I get to read something Christmassy now, which is good. I was beginning to think that wasn't going to happen again. So before I go, it's time for box 20's question. And this is another quiz question. So let's go. Okay. In Louisa May Alcott's Little Women, who is the second oldest March sister? I've got my guess. I don't know if it's right though. So yeah, we'll see in the comments if I'm correct or not. Right, so let's put number 20 back, which did not help us particularly. Okay guys, so that's everything. We've got like one discussion question. Let me know if you have a dedicated reading space and what it's like. And also if you want to answer our 2 quiz questions, then please do down in the comments. And in the next video, I will open them and we will find out what the answers are. Or you can Google it, either way. Cool, so that is everything for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. For those of you who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. And everyone else, I hope you have a lovely weekend, whatever you're doing. Is it the weekend? I don't think it will be when I put this out. So I hope you're having a lovely week. And I will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye.